Hey guys, Mike Auton here. Now, whenever I get a new client or whenever I'm talking to new group clients, there's always one thing that we work on immediately to get their sales up without spending an extra single penny on advertising, to basically increase their profits significantly without doing without doing very much extra work and without spending any extra money on advertising. And that's one thing that I do with my new clients is split testing. We look at what they're currently doing, we look at their most important web pages, where they're getting the most traffic, where they're making the most sales, and we optimize them. We make them as efficient as possible, we make them as profitable as possible by split testing. Now, you may or may not be familiar with split testing. If you know what it is, great, but I'm gonna bet that you don't do enough of it, okay? If you don't know what it is, then that's what this video is gonna show you right now. I'm just heading into the office now. I'm just gonna switch from the car to the office and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Okay, so here I am. Split testing, super important, and we're going to look at this now. We're going to look at how it's done, we're going to look at why you need to do it, even if you've done it before, why it's probably a good idea to revisit this concept, this important aspect of marketing, and why you should keep on doing it, keep on repeating the process over and over again to make sure that you're making the most possible money from your advertising, to make sure that you're making the most possible money in general. Even if you're getting free traffic, it doesn't matter. You still want to be getting the most money as possible, generating the most money as possible from your web pages, without spending any extra money or without doing much extra work. And this is how we do it. We do it via split testing. Now, I've mentioned previously to you, you may have noticed, may have seen online how I talk about the importance of getting your headline right. Headline is super important, especially if you're spending money on ads. Probably around about 80% of your total ad spend is going on getting people to read one line of text, which is your headline. But of course, the headline is just one element of your web page or your website. The way your web page looks, the way it communicates to your prospects, to your potential clients, all needs to be optimized. And how can we work this out? How can we possibly know a particular color of a web page, a particular image on a web page, a particular line of text, a particular paragraph or page of text is communicating with our prospect in the best possible way? How can we take our page from, say, converting at, say, 20% or 30% up to 40, 50, 60%? How can we do that? Split testing. We basically want to make the most money as possible from our traffic, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. I'm going to show you one of my recent ad campaigns. I'm going to show you how you can easily change small elements on your page or large elements on your page to increase your profits. So I'm going to show you now on the screen one of my ad campaigns, and we're going to get into that right now. Okay, so right here what you can see very quickly is an ad that I have put on Facebook. I'll just scroll down to the bottom of the ad and you can see the image for my ad. You can see the link to the page from my ad to the page where I want people to go. So we can quickly move on to the page, which is the most important thing for this video. And here you can see the web page that people come to after they've clicked their ad. Here you can see my headline. Here you can see my sub-headline, my button text, and my image. It's a fairly simple page. It's actually a very good page, a page that's got a very good conversion rate. And what you could do is say to yourself, well, I've got a great page, and you could just leave it at that. Or you could look at your numbers and think, maybe I can change these numbers a little bit. Let's say you've got a 50% opt-in rate and you would like to get a 60, 70 or 80% opt-in rate. These things are possible. What would you do? Well, if you're going to split test, as I recommend, then you would take one element and one element only. It might be your headline, it might be your image, it might be the sub-headline, and you will test that against your original page. So let's do a kind of theoretical little bit of split testing here on the fly, so to speak. We've got here our page that, for argument's sake, is converting at 50%. and then we do a split test, and what's called an A/B split test. So we split test this page against this page here. You can see if I just flick between the two pages, there is only one difference between the two pages, which is of course the image. So you would send half of your traffic to this page, and you would send half of your traffic to this page. You would send it for a specific period of clicks as opposed to a specific period of time. It might be, say, 2,000 visitors, for example. You might send to this page and 2,000 visitors to this page. And you would look at the conversion statistics for that page, and you would see, okay, this page is getting me 50% sign-ups or 50% sales, depending on what your web page is doing. And this second web page is getting me 55%, 60%, 70% sign-ups or 70% sales, depending on your structure. And of course, if this page is your 70% sales, then that's the page that you then run with. You could, of course, just leave it at that, but the question is, why would you? You've done one split test that is, this is all theoretical, by the way. You've taken one split test that has taken this page from 50% conversions to 70% conversions here. So maybe we can squeeze that up to 75, possibly even 80, by changing one element or more on the page. A/B tests are always testing one element against another. So let's say this page is our winner and it's 70% conversions. Then we move over to this page, which looks very similar, but you'll notice I've made a one-word difference. Now, you don't have to change just one word. You could change your entire headline. You could change your entire subheadline. You could change the text on your button, for example. But the main thing to remember is you're always just changing one element. So if we look between the two very similar pages, here you can see our 70% conversion page says take your free copy, and our new page says grab your free copy. We would run a test. We would send 50% of our traffic to this page. We would send 50% of our traffic to this page, just like before. Maybe we'll send again 2,000 clicks to this page, and again 2,000 clicks to that page. At the end of those 4,000 total clicks, we would see which page was getting the most conversions, which page was getting the most sales. So let's say we managed to squeeze another 5% out of this page. We take this from 70% conversions or sales to 75% conversions or sales, just because we've changed either one word or one sentence like this. And we go with the winning page, the 75% page. We then kill the page that's 70%, and we just run with this page, which is getting 75% conversions or 75% sales. So that's it. That's split testing. You really need to be doing it if you haven't done it before. If you have done it before, it's almost definitely something you should revisit. If you have a web page that's had a lot of traffic successfully, then go back to it, see if you can improve it just by changing one single element, doing that A/B test where we take one page, we change one element, and we make our new page and we put a new element on that page. They're almost identical. There's just one difference on each page. We send half the traffic to one page, half the traffic to the other page. We go with whichever page gets the most conversions or the most sales, and we kill the one that gets the least conversions. And we just keep doing that. You keep repeating, and it's not unheard of. It is really quite common to take a page and double its conversions or double its sales through split testing. It might take 2 attempts, 3 attempts, 4 attempts or 5 attempts, but it's not uncommon for that to happen. And I really wish you all success with this technique. If you've not done it before, you need to do it. If you've done it before, I'm guessing you could probably benefit from using this strategy again. It's easy to lose track of things. It's easy to leave things that are, in inverted commas, working, but sometimes it's good to revisit them and see if you can improve things. And I've seen it make a big difference to people's profits in a very short amount of time. So hopefully that's been helpful for you guys, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.